from the University of Laverne, this is Foothill Community News.
Hello, I'm Carson Leathers.
And I'm Siobhan Rogers, and this is Foothill Community News. Topping our news, an explosion and fire that damaged a home in Claremont is under investigation. It happened on March 26 in the 200 block of 12th Street. The blast rocked the neighborhood around 3 p.m., with some residents saying it felt like an earthquake. No one was injured. Authorities have not yet determined the cause.
A local police officer gunned down in the line of duty was laid to rest. Funeral services for Pomona officer Gregory Casillas took place on March 22nd at Purpose Church in Pomona. Casillas was shot and killed during a standoff following a police chase. Governor Jerry Brown and other dignitaries attended the services. Casillas is survived by his wife and 2 children.
Gun violence was the recent focus of the March for Our Lives protests in Washington, D.C. Hundreds of thousands of people turned out for the student-led demonstration on March 24th, with students, supporters, and celebrities calling for gun reform. Similar protests took place around the community and the world.
Earlier in March, 1 month after the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida, students around the country walked out of school to honor the victims of that shooting and to call for gun reform. Ariana Martinez visited a school in our area that became the voice for those who no longer have one.
On the 1-month anniversary of the horrific events in Parkland, Florida, students at Marshall Fundamental High School in Pasadena organized a protest to voice their concerns about gun violence.
I decided because since we are the voice of the school, that why not, also be the voice of our community and show our community that we're standing up for what we believe in.
The students made speeches, carried signs, and chanted.
Whether you're for guns or against guns, just the fact that students are dying and that there is real death happening, unnecessary death happening, and that that in no way that's totally unacceptable.
Administrators, teachers, parents, and community leaders also came out to show their support for the students and their cause.
These kids are fantastic, and it's so great to see what these kids can do when you let them do the things that they believe in, and it was powerful. It was powerful.
The students also honored the 17 people who lost their lives in the Parkland shooting, giving them a voice.
You also stand for every single one of these kids that can't stand, that their voices were silenced. You're standing in solidarity with their classmates who are trying desperately to speak out.
Marshall's principal, Mark Anderson, supported the protest and says he hopes students won't stop there and will become more civically engaged.
Oftentimes a kid with a protest that's exciting is it's a protest that sounds fun, but then they don't register to vote or they don't actually write Congress people. And I would like to see the kids get themselves more engaged with how to make change.
John Marshall Secondary School is doing their best to make sure everyone feels included. By promoting Nobody Eats Alone days and having clubs for everyone, they hope that this puts a stop to school shootings. In Pasadena, I'm Ariana Martinez for Foothill Community News.
Promoting cultural understanding was the message of a special event put on by the University of Laverne Muslim Student Association. I checked it out to learn more about the headscarf called a hijab. Women all over campus veiled their heads to show unity with Muslims.
Muslim women are so overlooked, and there's so much taboo surrounding women who decide to veil, and we need to get rid of that and stand in solidarity with these women.
Hijabs are a symbol of beauty and modesty in the Muslim community, but to outsiders it carries a stigma.
Muslim women, they're facing some discrimination because of how they wear and how they look actually, and they feel really bad, and sometimes they feel very intimidated about who they are.
Faraz Arodaki, the president of the Muslim Student Association, put on this event to teach students what it means to wear the hijab and to combat hijab shaming.
Our purpose here is to have them ask more questions, because the more questions you ask, the more the image is clearer for you.
Students who don't normally wear hijabs were asked to take one wear it for the day, and keep them.
I feel like everyone should take the time to experience something different.
The concept of modesty is not unique to Islam. Other religions, including Judaism and Christianity, embrace the concept. But the public expression of the hijab is often misunderstood and controversial, especially in the U.S. While trying on a hijab may be a small gesture, the Muslim Student Association hopes that it will go a long way toward promoting acceptance and understanding of Muslim traditions. The Muslim Student Association will continue to do events on campus that promote change and unity.
And when we come back, a look at robots, a Vietnam War tribute, and pie.
All that and more right here on Foothill Community News.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
A memorial wall for Vietnam veterans has been traveling around the nation this year, and San Dimas was one of the lucky cities to host it. Ariana Martinez visited the memorial and brings us her report.
Cold and rain couldn't dampen the spirits of those who came out in San Dimas to honor our fallen veterans of the Vietnam War. The Wall That Heals is a traveling replica of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. On it are the names of 58,000 soldiers who gave their life to the war.
And it's nice to see people out here, even under the umbrellas, and you know, each one has their own story.
San Dimas was one of 38 cities from around the country chosen to host the memorial. It took more than a year and help from more than 100 volunteers to put the event together. Their goal is to educate the youth about the war.
I think it's important because, you know, these are people that go out and fight for our liberties, fight for our freedom, and, you know, they ultimately made the ultimate sacrifice. And just to kids to understand that it's, you know, our freedoms weren't free. You know, they come at a high cost.
The wall is also a symbol of healing for veterans like Gary Angeli, who fought in the Vietnam War.
When we came home, and nobody greeted us, nobody thanked us. So we're still living that memory, and we're still healing in our own way to get past that. And I think the wall is one of the ways to do it.
Walking past the 58,000 names on that wall can bring up a lot of emotions for people. But it was a way for people to heal and remember their loved ones.
Even though time has passed, we must always remember and honor those who sacrificed their lives for ours. In San Dimas, I'm Ariana Martinez for Foothill Community News.
High school students and engineers from around the world teamed up at the Pomona Fairplex to show off their technological skills. It was called the first robotics competition, and Anthony Cisneros has the story.
The theme for the competition was Power Up, and if some of the characters seem familiar, that's because they were inspired by a retro arcade video game.
We've seen a wide variety of robot designs, and we've seen the unique ingenuity of each particular team and each person who participates come out.
The students worked with professional engineers and had 6 weeks to build their robots. In the process, the students learned to overcome design and functional obstacles while also building a tangible product they can be proud and excited about.
For the opportunity to work together, to work in a team, to think critically and solve problems, that's real world skills, you know, and if this is a great program that teaches those students how to do that.
The competition also attracted female students who want to take their place in the male-dominated robotics industry.
Realized engineering was something I was super interested in, and then I'm also a super competitive person, so somewhere that I can compete in something that I love excited me a lot, so that's why I like robotics.
Oliver Eccleston is a member of the 980 Thunderbots team from John Burroughs High School in Burbank. He says the women on his team are the leaders.
I know 3 women on our team. There's more than 3, but 3 women on our team who will be smarter than I ever will be. They've designed the robot, they've coded the robot.
While robots are the hook that gets the students in, what they learn from their experiences at First Robotics is the real value.
You know, a term that we use here is gracious professionalism. So these kids work really hard, they compete really hard, but they do it in a very gracious and professional way.
The winners of the competition will go on to the championships in Houston, Texas. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Anthony Cisneros.
Pie, 3.14 or blueberry, whichever you prefer, Pie Day is a fun day in our community. Reporter Megan Hines dove into pie to find out more.
Did you get a piece of pie? Pie Day is celebrated on March 14th every year. At Mathnasium in Laverne, people came together to eat a little pie while learning about the meaning of the pi symbol in math. It's a mathematical symbol that is used to represent a constant in the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. Mathnasium in Laverne used Pi Day to continue their efforts to educate students in math.
So all the Mathnasiums do a Pi Day kind of celebration along with it. So we just do everything with circular food like pies, pizzas, cookies, activities that involve pie, and just a general way to get kids in here and having fun for the evening.
The children went through 3 stations that tested their abilities by racking up points to receive a prize. The turnout for the event left tutors like Nishi and Twale excited that students are learning more about this day.
Teaches kids about pi, which is like a really important number in a lot of math and like everyday stuff.
After a day of math festivities, students came away full of knowledge and a lot of pie in their system. For Foothill Community News, I'm Megan Hines.
And when we come back, a look at the most colorful event of the year here in SoCal.
And we have another furry friend that needs a new home, our featured pet of the show, and much more coming up on Foothill Community News.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Holi, also known as the Festival of Colors, is an Indian and Nepali holiday that happens around the beginning of spring each year. Reporter Fernando Alvarez takes us inside the festivities.
Colors were in abundance at Widow Narrows Park, where hundreds of people come out to the Hindu Festival of Color called Holi.
How do you enjoy this festival here in Los Angeles?
Really nice because we get to enjoy with everyone and not just the people you know, but everybody who comes here, and we just have fun dancing and throwing colors.
The 2-day festival marks the beginning of spring and is celebrated with an explosion of colors, music, and performance. The event attracted people from different cultures and countries who can dance and party Hindu style.
I think it's a very good opportunity for people to get to know each other from different cultures. I am from Iran, so I get to know many people from other cultures, other countries.
David, where do you come from? Italy. Italy. How do you enjoy this festival of color here in Los Angeles?
I arrived 5 minutes ago and I'm fully colored, so I think I'm doing pretty well.
Musicians Nora Leal come with her husband from Argentina.
Hemos venido de Argentina con toda nuestra banda aquí a Los Ángeles y así que estamos muy felices de compartir este concepto de esta fiesta maravillosa.
William Narrows Park was covered with colors and filled with fun, which is exactly what people who come this festival of colors to experience. From Whittier Narrow Park, Foothill Community News, I am Fernando Alvarez.
If you're looking for something to do, look no further. Here's what's happening around the town. Laverne Police Department wants to hear from you. Share your thoughts on what improvements you'd like to see take place in our community. Join them for coffee on Thursday, April 5th from 8 to 9:30 a.m. at the Starbucks on Foothill Boulevard for good coffee and great conversation.
The 9th annual SoCal Egg Fest is coming to the Cable Airport in Upland on Saturday, April 7th. The festival features barbecue dishes made with the Big Green Egg, which is a Japanese-style ceramic grill and smoker. Come showcase your Big Green Egg cooking skills or come for the food. Tickets are $35 and include barbecue and non-alcoholic beverages. The festival runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. For more information, visit SoCalEggFest.com.
Take a casual Saturday stroll around the Claremont Village and admire all forms of art during the Claremont Art Walk. It takes place Saturday, April 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. Claremont has been a lively arts community since the 1930s, so come shop, eat, and enjoy what the artists have to offer.
Do you have old motor oil sitting in your garage and don't know how to properly dispose of it? Well, the City of La Verne has the answer. Bring your used motor oil and filters to a recycling exchange event at AutoZone in La Verne on Saturday, April 7th. Come in between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. and receive new motor oil filters free of charge. So do your part and help the earth by properly disposing of your motor oil.
Enjoy a wonderful evening with award-winning wines and gourmet food while supporting Pomona Valley Habitat for Humanity. The fundraiser extravaganza and auction will help build homes for hardworking, low-income families. The event takes place Sunday, April 8th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Ontario Airport Hotel and Conference Center. Tickets are $75 at the door.
If your Thursday nights are dull and you're looking for something to spice things up, Food Truck Thursdays might be exactly what you need. The trucks will roll into the Pomona Fairplex every Thursday from April to August. Try everything from sandwiches and barbecue to Mexican food and crepes. Dine in or take out from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Admission and parking is free through Gate 1.
Animal shelters are filled with so many pets needing a loving home. Reporter Ariana Martinez tells you how you can adopt our featured pet of the show. There are still so many animals who need a new home. Ariana went over to the local animal shelter for our pet of the show.
So I am here with Victor at the Inland Valley Humane Society with Rufus. Can you tell me a little bit about Rufus?
Yeah, Rufus is 4 years old. He's a Shar-Pei Basset Hound mix. He's been here since the 3rd of March, and as you can see, he's a hyper little boy. He's looking for, hopefully, a family with kids, people who like to go outdoors, a big yard. He does like to run a lot, and he loves toys. So yeah, somebody who is ready for a little bit of a hyper dog.
Let's find Rufus a forever home.
Oh. If you want to adopt Rufus, visit the Inland Valley Humane Society or visit their website at ivhsspca.org.
For over a decade, San Dimas has been putting on their annual Toast of the Town. This year, I went over to take a sip and take a bite to see what all the toasting was about. Wine flowed, food was served, and music was played through the night as guests enjoyed an evening of fun at this year's Toast of the Town in San Dimas.
Like my husband, who's somewhere back there, and I just came for the first time tonight.
Oh, very cool.
So we're so excited, you know.
The annual event is put on by the city's Chamber of Commerce to promote networking and to kick off a fun year of events in San Dimas. This year, about 300 attendees were expected to come out to the Villa Verde Country Club to take part in the festivities.
We have live music by Amber and Matt tonight. And we have plenty of volunteers that are helping out. We have the Los Angeles competition wines out serving different types of wine for each attendee tonight.
A dozen vendors brought out their goods while residents caught up with friends and learned more about what the community has to offer.
You get food, you know, you've got this beautiful auction, you know, you can win those prizes, and just to see the community, you know, see all the different people that offer their services in a community, whether it's restaurants or otherwise. So it's always fun to kind of socialize with them.
It's the Chamber, the San Dimas Chamber's fundraiser. This is our first event of the year. So it kind of comes back to the Chamber to help us to promote more of the businesses in the community, to put on other events. So this is just to help us to continue with our services in the community and with the businesses.
Whether you came to sample the fair, network, or mingle with old friends, this San Dimas event was indeed the toast of the town.
Well, that's here for us on Foothill Community News. I'm Siobhan Rogers.
And I'm Carson Leathers. Thanks for watching.